Right, it's your boy Stabby back with another tutorial. It's been a little bit again since I've done the last tutorial, which was Emperor, and I'm back to do another fucking tutorial. So today I'm going to be teaching you how I process drums and just how to, get some nifty sounding drums from pretty much anything. So I'm going to play you what I have here so you don't waste any fucking time. Yeah, I made that womp really quick. So, as you can hear, there's a few things going on, so I'm going to break it down real quick and then go through how I actually pick and select these samples. So first is the kick. This is like the most fundamental part and something I take a lot of pride in. So my kicks are actually super short. And the way I actually do my kicks is I either synthesize them, and then you can just go in here, audio edit, bring this shit up, change it to tones or whatever. I'd like to use tones, and then you can transpose, do some crazy transpose shit. You can use a detune as well. If you turn off warp and use detune, you can stretch the waveform. As you can see, it's super cool. So what I usually do sometimes is I cut up sections of the kicks or whatever. So so I just cut up by cycle, as you can see here. And then I'll edit cycle by cycle until the kick sounds really good. So the way I section out my kick is I have the transient, which is this, which is usually bricked. It usually should be bricked. There's a few tricks people do to brick the transient. The way I just compress it, honestly. The next part is the body. So these 3 cycles here would be the body, and this last cycle here is the tail. So let's just solo this kick real quick. Let me just break down the individual parts real quick so you can actually hear. So that's the transient layer. It's usually just a clicky sound. The clickier the better. And this is the body. The body is usually just a pitching down sign. And tail. So yeah, that's the entire kick. I think I pieced this together from a Vengeance sample and a few other things, and then modified each fucking cycle until I got something that sounded good. So that's that. Similar thing going on with the snare, actually. So processing wise, I did a lot of shit to this. Camel Crusher is my favorite thing to use to process drums, because I just like Camel Crusher a lot. I don't know why. So let's just solo each part individually so you can hear what's going on. So this is the main snare layer. It's hella compressed, hella bricked. Let me just break it down. Yeah, it's not too bad actually. And then that by itself would be very boring. It's not bad, but it's very kind of boring. So I added these 2 layers, which is the white noise layer. A few things going on here, so just a simple EQ, just to cut off some, what is this, 1.5K that I didn't like, some reverb to make it like stand out in the mix, and the crash, a few things going on here, more reverb, more EQ, stereo spread, another EQ. I'm guessing I'm dipping at 1K again, makes sense, right? Cymbals. Yeah, straight up, I'm just using Vengeance for some of them. Some of these I've made, so this is an old cymbal loop. I'm laying this Vengeance loop. And what I did to this Vengeance loop is I just went into the beats, put it on transient, put this shit to forward, and once you bring it down, you get less, it kind of brings down the release of all the, it kind of picks up on all the transients and it brings down the release, so it's pretty cool. I like that a lot. And then you have the open hats. I also did the same shit to this, because I think I just rendered these hats out. I was using serum to make them. So shit like that's super simple. It's just white noise with a really clicky transient layer. So I'm actually going to go through the processes of like, I don't know, processing a vengeance kick the way I would. So let's just fucking grab a vengeance kick. I don't know. There we go. It's already open. Perfect. That one's not too bad. So, for the most part, vengeance kicks are fucking long. They don't really need to be that long ever. So I'm going to chop sections of this out. I mean, long kicks are cool. It's just a preference thing, really, I guess. Personally, I like short kicks. I like this tail at the end here. Just going to chop off a few cycles. This cycle. I can join this. Right, it's still way too long, so instead of chopping off more cycles, I'm going to actually pitch this up. There we go. Not too bad. Can join this shit. Alright, that's not too bad. Still way too long, so let's just pick cycles that don't look that good. I don't like this cycle. Cool, it's kind of getting there. This one's kind of redundant, I think. Kind of getting there, but still really long for my style of kick. So I'm going to get rid of that. I'm just getting rid of cycles that, I don't know. We're getting there. We're definitely getting there. I'm going to remove this, one of these cycles here, this one. You gotta be careful when you're doing shit like that. So I'm actually gonna have to go back in there, take off one of this. There we go. Cool. Alright, let's process this. So let's see where it's even hitting first and foremost. Okay, it's a good old C, 66 hertz. So this is the way I actually tune my drums. I use frequency shifter and I just do that. I'm obviously not going to go up, I'm going to go down. Ooh, that's nice. Oh, that's a low E. Ooh, that feels very nice on my ears. Okay. Just cut some lows off, cut some highs. Accentuate that E note. Let's see where the hell this is. 42. Yep, 42. Perfect. And there's a little bit too much 200, so I'm gonna just dip that. Cool. And then bring out the clicker a little at 1.5. Cool. Now we're gonna Camel Crush. Shit, that's the wrong one. Not Camel Fat. Start off British clean. Some distortion wouldn't be too bad, I guess. Okay, freeze. Flatten. Look how that Camel Crush just completely bricked out that fucking transient. That's crazy. That's a crazy brick. I might have to bring up the levels of everything else to kind of match. Jesus Christ. Hold on, there's clicking. Alright. Limiter and a good old saturator on digital clip. And then push the living shit out of it. Freeze and flatten, always your friend. It's starting to shape up as a pretty sexy kick. Still 1 or 2 cycles too long for my usual kicks, but let's see how it works in this context of this tune, or this beat rather. It's not really a tune. So I'm going to turn off the other kick. You can see, yeah, it's still too long, for sure. It's going to sound really odd. Doesn't sound too bad, actually. Yeah, and that's how fucking I do drums. I do the same thing for snares. So in the interest of time and shit, I'm not gonna actually go through and do each drum. And kind of the same principle for hi-hats and all my drums, really. So yeah, thanks for watching. Check out my music if you want to. Who cares? Alright, goodbye.